Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. I feel like Christina at this point, or is her name Christine? At this point, she's more hell bent on winning than she is on trying to get to the truth, which is actually pretty bad. She even acknowledges the chance that her evidence is circumstantial at best. And she won't sit there and even entertain the ideas that, maybe Phyllis is alive or maybe Diane didn't actually have anything to do with it. And even chances like, what if it's not impossible to sit there and think that Phyllis wouldn't fake her own death and get back at Diane. And Christina's like, well, I've known her for a very long time. And it was like, oh, okay, if you've known her like you say you do, then you wouldn't sit there and think this is out the possibilities of her doing that. But she's all like, well, she wouldn't do that to her kids, so I just don't believe she would do that. I was like, Christina, you're an idiot. You are a you're a moron. You are a moron. But once again, I feel like she's more hell bent on winning than she is as far as getting to the truth of the matter. Meanwhile, you got Jack and you got Kyle, and you got Jack and you got Kyle, right? They sweep the hotel, they find a red hair, right? The problem with that is they could have found red hair and they could have found some red hair and then be like, hey, listen, that hair was at that hotel like now. We just found it. We didn't just plan it and then called you up to tell you. So I mean, I get that they're patting themselves on the back for that and everything. And granted, hotels and everything like that, you got people coming in and out. Phyllis is not the only redhead on this planet. Okay, so they may not even actually have anything. But even with the red hair, it doesn't necessarily prove that she was at the hotel. It just proves that they could have just planted it there. Um, what else you got? What else you got? What else you got? You got Ashley Smith there being a mean girl once again to Diane, and Diane's they going tit for tat with her. Because, at this point, it's like, yo, listen, I'm living in this house. I'm not going to sit there and just have you bully me every single chance that you run into me. But, Ashley could sit there and see the changes that Tucker's making. How they even wind up going to, because, after they look at the footage of Dom, playing music and stuff and talking about, oh, the teacher knew who I was, so he or they play one of my songs or whatever. They go to the jazz lounge. They meet up with Devon and Tucker. I mean Devon and Abby, and they hang out. And they I don't know. It doesn't really go anywhere. It seems more like of a Full House moment. Um, and also Devon tells Tucker and Ashley that he changed his name to Winters or something. So that was the whole thing. He was there looking for, because he was waiting for a courier to deliver it to him personally about the name changing. And Devon and Abby were at the house waiting. Abby, I felt like in some ways she was kind of making a bigger deal out of it than what it was. Abby was like, it seems like Tucker's really kind of stepping up, being an actual grandfather, being really happy and everything. But then she was like, but, is it really possible? Is it really possible that he can actually do something like that? I'm like, I don't know, Abby. Have you done some really bad stuff in your past, missing it to trying to change yourself? All right, then. So, like, what, like, you're just meant to say, but do you really think it's possible? It's like, I really think you're making a bigger deal out of it than what it is. All he did was show up to the school and seem like he was really happy to sit and be a good grandfather. That's it. Like, you're making more of a bigger deal out of it than it needs to actually be, and it just is like unnecessary. Speaking of unnecessary at this point, I wish I didn't have to sit there and say that. Ryan Tess with Sharon, dropping off the baby, being super annoying. The entire time, in all reality, their whole scenes just meant absolutely nothing. Or I don't want to say it meant nothing, but it didn't go anywhere. They talked about Ariana and, how they didn't want to sit there and leave her. They were worried they were going to miss something. And I was like, okay, I get it. First time parents, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of cute. But then it just got kind of annoying and old pretty damn fast. And finally, Sharon was like, listen, I got this. I'm good. Y'all go out and y'all have a good time. And of course, it takes them like, they're dragging their feet as far as leaving. And then when they do wind up getting to the place, all they sit there and do is talk about, oh, so we sit there and check on her, see how she's doing, this, that, and the third. Even when you got Devon and Abby like, hey, you want to sit there and join us? They're like, yeah, no. I can't with those two. Listen, I practically checked out when it comes to those Mariah and Tess until they actually give them a good storyline. And I mean a good storyline that's actually going to be that's not going to be off screen. Okay, like when they actually give them that, then I have no problem being invested. But until then, it's in one ear and out the other. Now, the only thing that was actually interesting was towards the end, Sharon got a bottle of wine. She read the card, or apparently by somebody. And she's sitting there talking to Baby about, the good stuff and everything like that. Meanwhile, somebody outside is looking at her the whole time. And I'm like, it actually kind of woke me up, to be honest, because, with this show, they don't really do suspense. You might have did that back in the day, but now it's like, I don't know what they do. I mean, they do drama sometimes. When they do it well, they really do it well. Okay? But when they did the suspense scene like that, like somebody's been there watching, it was like, oh, whoa, something's actually happening. Let me actually set up for this one. Hold on, let me rewind this. Let me just take this all in. So seems like something interesting actually be happening with Sharon. Do you understand how excited I am about that? And do you understand how sad that is? That I'm actually excited because let's be honest, I haven't been excited about anything that Sharon has done since I started watching the show, and that's saying a lot. I mean, I heard she had some good scenes with, Ray's death or whatever, which again was a total cop out, but whatever. So they actually give her something to do. I was like, cool. She's not just meant there being the coffee therapist. Then once again, they bring her right back to being the damn coffee therapist. But now something's actually going to happen, and I'm kind of excited for that. I don't sit there and say the word excited mixed in with Y and R too often, so give you your props. I will give you your props. What else went on in this show? Oh, Diane, for some odd reason, even though she had an ankle bracelet on, when everyone left, after she going tit for tat or whatever, talking to Ashley, oh, I'm going to be the next Jack Abbott or whatever, and just to really kind of rub it in her face, um, what the hell ended up happening? Oh, she opens the door and she starts screaming out like, Phyllis, I'm going to get you. Da, 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 da. I was like, Diane, did that make you feel better? like, did that really make you feel better? Because I gotta be honest, you just look hella stupid doing that. But okay, all right, boo. What else? Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really say too much of anything else about the episode. I could have dealt without the whole Mariah and Tess stuff. Only thing that was really good about Sharon was towards the end where we don't know what's going on. The Jack and Kyle stuff, at least they're trying. That's more than what I feel like at this point Christina just wants to win, and Chance, he does have somewhat of a brain. But when you got two citizens, two amateur detectives, and that they're finding clues and hair and stuff like that, what are y'all doing? What are you paying the GC PD for? That's what I'm saying. Or GCP. General say, okay, GCP. I just want to make sure because a lot of times with these acronyms, sometimes I'm just like, am I actually saying that right? Um. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else that happened. So with that being said, I'm going to go. If I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight. Come to the live stream tonight. Listen, a lot of times, as much as I love talking about GH, and I can talk about GH for days and hours and weeks and years, and well, clearly I've done that. I also love to sit there and talk about Y&R, and I feel like there are a lot of people that do like Y&R. And I know the chat is usually dominated by GH talk, and that's because mostly GH people come in. And I always do sit there and go on what the chat wants to talk about. But I would love to sit there and talk about Y&R also. I know there's a lot of fans that actually do like Y&R, and I'm still trying to figure out why, but I would love to sit there and communicate with people to sit there and find out why. So definitely come through the live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be going live for an hour. I got to wake up super early in the morning. But I love to sit there and talk about some of this stuff as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.